Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will be making a poinsettia. This pattern is available on Etsy. I will link it down below in the description box. I've already chosen the glass. As you can see, I've already cut out a couple poinsettias, so now I'm going to do a less traditional color. I've got this iridescent flamingo from Wismach. I've got this luminescent white from Wismach, and then I've got this iridescent streaky green from Wismach. And then I have, for the center, I'll be using this pretty trichroic German gem. Okay, so now we have to get cutting. I used my Cricut machine to cut out my pattern on this PVC-free vinyl that I got from Eco-Friendly Crafts. I will also link this product in the description box so you can check it out if you want to. What the French toast? And that is exactly, I don't know if you saw that, but a piece completely like chipped off. And that is why you wear goggles when you cut glass. Always. I'm not going to try to get too close inside of here because this glass is so thick, it's not going to want to break out of this tiny curve very easily. So I'm just going to grind it. You should get narrow nose pliers if you don't have any. So when I cut these pieces, because the glass is so thick, it's going to break before it gets all the way to this super narrow part. And then the narrow pliers come in handy to get any extra pieces that are still there. Okay, so I'm going to break this apart, and then there's a little piece left there. Same thing here. So then you take the narrow nose pliers, and you can just pull the rest of it off. Alright, all of the pieces are cut out. Now we just have to go through and grind them all. That shouldn't take too long. I'm going to be using a 1-inch standard grit bit, and then I'll just use my 1/4 inch to get into those little grooves there. Alright, let's get to grinding. I always put on these little finger protectors. I just get them from Amazon. I will also put a link in the box to all the supplies and tools I use so you can check them out. I replace them maybe twice a year, depending on how much grinding I'm doing, because they last a long time, but they will get holes in them eventually. Okay, so we're all ground down now. The gem I chose is a little larger than my pattern, so I need to, I already ground down the gem a little bit. I don't want to grind it down anymore. So what I'm going to do is grind down the petals instead. I'm going to pin all of the petals in place. And then we just set the gem on top. And there we go, we have a perfect fit. Before I start foiling, there's one last thing I need to do. I am going to take my leaves, the 5 green leaves, and laser etch them. I drew this vein pattern for the leaves, and now I just need to pop them into the laser. You can achieve this also with a Dremel, or if you want, you can paint some vein pattern on, or you could do some wire work, or you can just leave it plain as it is. Choices are whatever you want. Yay, look how good that looks. Cool. Okay, so I've decided that I don't like these white petals. Kind of annoying, but I think I'd prefer if I had flamingo colored petals here. Now, on a piece this size, that doesn't really bother me that much because I'm just going to take these white pieces and make another white poinsettia. So it's not that big of a deal. I'll just make another one. But let's go ahead and fix this. That's much better. I am much happier. So now we can move on to foiling. Nothing crazy going on with the foil here. I'm just going to use my standard 7/30 seconds foil, and then I'm using copper backed since none of this glass is transparent. Okay, foiling is the most boring thing to watch, so I'm just going to foil this gem quick and then move on. All right, we are ready to solder now. I've got my gloves. I'll have my fume extractor on, as well as I will be wearing my vapor cartridge mask. And of course I wear goggles. You want to protect your eyes from the smoke. I'm using Eagle brand 6040 solder. I'm going to use Nokorode Paste Flex today. And of course my Hakko iron with the 3.2 millimeter tip set at 410 degrees for the main soldering, and then I'll turn it down to 360 for the edge beading. And then you can use whatever hangers you want. You can make U-shaped hangers. You can make hooks with tails. I'm just using normal jump rings today. This piece isn't excessively large, and as long as you get it nicely into the seam, it'll be fine. So let's go. Okay, we are done. So let's clean. I like to wash my pieces multiple times. I'm going to start with some Dawn Power Wash and some hot water. Alright, now I'll rinse it in my super hot water. Alright, next we'll use some classic NutriClean. And then just scrub forever. Alright, I think this is pretty clean. So I'll give it one final rinse and then let it dry. Alright, now there's one last thing we have to do. We have to wax and polish it with this Clarity Finishing Compound. You don't need a ton of wax. I always just I think I usually end up using too much, but that's okay. And since this is being kept silver, I'm just going to rub the lines to really shine them up. If you rub too much on copper or black patina, you can rub the patina off because of the polishing agents. It doesn't really affect it once it's dried. It just helps it shine when it's dried. But if I'm leaving it silver, I just rub. Oopsies. And I'll let that dry for a couple of minutes before I flip it over and wax the backside.